I want to use that last video that you saw, which was the video of the home pages of the oil companies, to explain how I would do an analysis of that. We saw a couple of them, so this is an example of a generic analysis. Generic because we're looking at a lot of instances and trying to find the typical or the general example, or the general, in this case, homepage of the oil company. So we need those essential characteristics that seem to always to show up quite a bit in this on all these examples, and we can put those down and call them the basic characteristics of most of this thing we're analyzing. So we'll always have a few exceptions, but if we can see that this is a general trend, that could work into our analysis. Again, we're looking at a lot of instances, a lot of examples, and trying to collect a list of common features and look at that and analyze that. That's a generic analysis. I noticed in those home pages that the oil companies used colors that were from nature: clean water, that blue, that brilliant blue, the clean sky. I mean, think of a polluted sky. How you know, the cloud formation of the black smog and all that. But here, it's so open, so clean. Think of the yellows that were used, or the oranges. These are if you tie them into nature, these are the colors of pollen. Pollen is what helps plants move from one cycle to the next. Pollen is the stuff of life for plant life, and it's as if these companies are saying, we believe that, we know that, we resonate with that. All right. Think also how in these open pictures of nature you have the machine placed in the middle. Whether it's piping or a tanker or an oil drill, it's going to be right there with the other trees, with right in the water, and it's as if they're saying, look, we belong here. We're part of this. We're part of nature here. Break down the barriers, they're asking us to. Break down the barriers between industry and the traditional idea of polluting and taking advantage of X, Y, or Z, and think of us more in terms of just another part of this beautiful whole that's working together. And that goes beyond the obvious here. I mean, the obvious parts of these websites are they're going to have their tab spacing. They're going to have their pictures of the companies and the company's endeavors, and they're going to have just other things that basic websites have, or large companies have on their websites. But if you go down deeper, you realize, look, there's some things that are here that other websites of other companies don't have. For example, you won't find a single place on those examples, those sites, where you can buy oil. You know, they're not selling it through that portal. They have their other channels where they sell their money. Those websites exist for a human relation project. That's their face to you, and they want to meet you on a human level, not to sell you their product, but for you to start becoming comfortable with them and their pledge to the thing that may worry you most about oil companies, how they're treating the environment.